Good morning. My name is Eryn Lessard, and I'm the Director of Differentiation, Operations, and Partnerships at Marree Elementary Middle School. I'll take all the free time. Four years ago, we had a 7th grade science teacher who was bright, thoughtful, and social justice minded, but ambition alone isn't enough to make a teacher into a warrior. She left after 2 years to become a doctor. Is this what happens to every middle school science teacher who works in a high needs area? They spend a couple of years duking it out until the stress and the pace and the trauma and the sense that their best can never be enough gives them the fodder to write a killer med school essay. I'm here to tell you the story of one teacher and how a student support protocol we've developed in partnership with United Way of Central Maryland has transformed her mindset around meeting student needs. Her mindset has impacted her relationship with students. Her relationship has impacted her planning has impacted her instruction, and her instruction has impacted the academic growth and social emotional well-being of several hundred students in South Baltimore. Ms. V is a second-year middle school science teacher. She has 3 classes of 7th graders and 2 classes of 8th graders. Marree Elementary Middle School is a Title I community, and our kiddos are about 1/3 white, 1/3 black, 1/3 Latinx. Ms. V students are diverse in student background, experience, and demonstrated academic ability. When we ask teachers like Ms. V to know her students so she can plan for their needs, we are making an impossible request. Because we aren't just asking Ms. V, who is a Brown University grad and a Teach for America alum, and she is as intelligent and ambitious as everyone here at this conference, to teach science. We are asking her to make sure that none of our kids fall through the cracks. Middle school teachers are building bridges from elementary school to college and career readiness, and large urban districts like Baltimore have only begun to reckon with the devastating numbers of high school dropouts. The pressure is on for teachers in the middle grades to set students up for success far beyond high school academic prereqs. Ms. V is not equipped, despite her enormous intelligence, empathy, and commitment, to meet her own students' needs. In 2016, we were approached by the education programs team at the United Way of Central Maryland, who proposed a year-long pilot of what they called the On Track for Success program. On Track for Success is built out of research from Dr. Bob Balfoun's team at Johns Hopkins University, and the goal is to develop an early warning response system designed to reduce high school dropouts. Research shows that the risk of dropping out of high school can be identified as early as 6th grade. Students with deficits in one or more of the early warning indicator areas of attendance, behavior, and coursework have a 25% chance of graduating from high school. Conversely, if a student can complete 9th grade free of any off-track behaviors, her chance of graduation jumps to 75%. Our idea is simple. We identify off-track students, kiddos showing one or more of the early warning indicators, using specific metrics around the ABCs, and then we've committed our most valuable non-human resource time to bringing together an intentional team of adults to support our students. In biweekly meetings, we develop interventions for these students through a highly structured process. The program also identifies trends and looks for patterns in the data so that the school-based team can address issues and concerns at a global as well as individual level. And a team member serves as a champion for each of the students or a group of students, facilitating check-ins with the team and ensuring that the process is enacted with integrity. So let's see what this looks like on the ground. Delilah began the 2017-18 school year earning low Ds in her 7th grade classes, and her teachers described her as playful and easily distracted. Ms. V had a great relationship with Delilah. She knew that Delilah wanted to gain admission to a competitive Baltimore City high school. Ms. V used this motivator as a hook during their Saturday tutoring sessions, and over the year, Delilah's progress vacillated. One quarter, she was entirely on track with her behavior and coursework, getting some A's, not up from her normal C's, but she did end up the year both off track in behavior and academics, because sometimes it takes longer than a year to build habits and see sustained progress. But this year, Delilah came back strong, on track across the board, and she's continued to earn B's and C's into the 3rd academic quarter. On Track also allows us to zoom out from individual students and identify group needs and track progress towards resolving obstacles. Early this fall, we noticed in the data an increasing number of academically high-performing 7th grade girls showing up with early warning indicators around attendance and behavior. And anyone who was or knows any 7th grade girls knows that 7th grade is pretty much a beast, but the teachers knew that there was more to it than that. And so they started listening, and they realized that there was a larger need to address. The girls needed a safe space to explore ideas around healthy relationships, career pathways, mental health, and sexuality. So Ms. V connected with Women United, a group of our school's most committed volunteers, and their collaboration blossomed into our monthly middle school girls group. So for an hour after school, every second Tuesday, the inner lives of 36th, 7th, and 8th grade girls are the center of our universe. And in addition to the satisfaction of connecting with her students outside of the school day, Ms. V has seen an increase in attendance from several of the girls and significant decreases in behavior. So during her first 2 years as a teacher, when most of her peers are fighting to survive the growing pains of a new career, the stress of a system's expectations, and the fatigue of their own commitment, Ms. V has been helping to build a learning community which sees, supports, and celebrates each of her 140 students. I do want to acknowledge the work that the ed team from the United Way of Central Maryland has done to support this process. They've trained us in the data mining, they've modeled the meeting structure, and they've generously supported our intervention programming. We've worked to institutionalize these processes so they're embedded in our culture of collaboration and support and self-sustaining. We've also modified the model to address the needs of specific student subpopulations like English language learners and gifted students. Our program is scalable, reproducible, and adaptable. As a school, we are playing the long game. We know that not every intervention meets with success, not every meeting feels like a revelation, and not every student makes the shift from off track to on track. But we know that to retain the best teachers, we have to set them up for self-actualization. The on-track program focuses our thinking around individual attention to student data, and we've made the time for collaborative conversations sacred. The results we've seen in moving the needle on students' attendance, behavior, and coursework has allowed our teachers to re-envision themselves as the champions of their own work. And Ms. V has exponentially impacted more students than she could have if she were not part of the On Track for Success team. So for the middle school teachers in our building, this process has begun to make the impossible work feel possible. And we hope that by building adaptable, efficient student support webs like On Track for Success, we can continue to attract teachers like Ms. V and set them up for long-term success and job satisfaction, because she is exactly the kind of teacher warrior our children deserve. Thank you for your attention.